All right, guys. So this is like completely different content than what I'm used to, but I thought that I would give a try at it because I think it'll be pretty neat. If you like this episode, then make sure to leave a like and a comment and possibly subscribe. Let me know if you want more of these. So today I'm going to be doing a podcast style episode. I'm going to be reading some posts from the subreddit Am I the A-hole relationships. Let's hope that this goes well. I'm pretty much just going to be replying to the post, my personal opinion about whether or not the person is the a-hole. And you could leave your opinion if you agree or disagree, or if you just want to give your 2 cents down in the comments below. I have 4 stories in total. I'm hoping that this video will be long enough for it to be considered a podcast. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, this first one is Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my 1 month girlfriend when she's sick? Hello, everyone. New here. Not sure how this works, but I'll try my best to give you a detailed explanation of this story. I'm a male, 24, call me Speed, and I started dating a girl, 22, let's call her Rex, I found online on a dating app. We started talking and everything was going smoothly. We both wanted the same things in a relationship, like proper communication, being intentional, and so on. And this was in December 2023. I liked her so much, I started taking her on exciting dates that I had never done before, like indoor skydiving on our second date and VR gaming. New Year, January 2024, came around and we started talking about having SCX. But since it was the last week of January and her cycle was about to start, we decided to wait until the end of her cycle. She then called me on the day her cycle was about to start, telling me she was late. I was genuinely shocked, but didn't think too much about it because I know some women's cycles start late. Then a week went by and her cycle hadn't started yet. She called me telling me she was so sorry that she was pregnant and didn't think it would be nice to continue seeing each other. It also got me thinking, was she having SCX with someone else while she started seeing me from the second week of December 2023 until January 2024? I asked her if she knew the father and she said yes. I was too scared to ask her who it was, so we said our goodbyes. And she blocked me and unfollowed me on Instagram. In June 2024, I was on Instagram and noticed she messaged me, asking why we don't follow each other. She started making conversation with me like everything was normal. I replied back and forth, even knowing there was an agenda behind it. I'm going to read that again. I replied back and forth, even knowing there was an agenda behind it. She then asked me on a date, saying she wanted to see me. Knowing fully well that putting this girl back into my life is a sign of no self-respect, I still decided to go on a date with her because I really liked her. We finally went on a casual beach date so we could talk. She replied saying she went to the clinic after a month of discovering she was pregnant and the doctor told her it was a pregnancy scare. Then I asked her who the father was. She said it was her ex-boyfriend she slept with. I then asked her if he wanted it, and she said she wasn't ready to have another child. He said he wasn't ready to have another child outside of marriage because he already had a baby mama. I then asked her, so you slept with him while seeing me? And she said yes. I asked her why she couldn't wait for me as he was an ex and had no right to go back, and she had no right to go back to him while still seeing me. I just didn't want to add to my body count. I said, dang. She really chose her ex over me. We then started going on dates and being all lovey-dovey. We started dating, and as a man, I wanted to do everything to make her happy, buying her flowers, opening doors for her like a gentleman, and so on. Her car battery was bad. I wanted to help her get a new one, so I told her she could leave it with me. She asked about it again, and I said she should give me 1 more week because I started saving up for the battery but couldn't tell her I was broke and couldn't buy the battery yet. She then decided to buy it herself, and I just reimbursed her, which I didn't like because I wanted to give it to her as a gift instead of just sending her money after she used hers. There are days I would tell her I'm free this day so we can hang out, but she doesn't confirm. So when that day comes, I don't hit her up or ask her again because she did not physically confirm if she wanted to hang out when I told her. She then tells me she was expecting me those days and I don't call to ask, saying I lack communication skills. I called her on a Friday night and she didn't pick up the phone. I then text saying, hey, I just got back from soccer, was just calling to check up on you. She then replied, hey baby, I'm at a friend's place but my phone is at 3% and I'll call you later. She then sent a screenshot of her charging her phone at 3%. I didn't reply to the message because I just replied in my head, okay, so I waited for her call. She didn't call back. The next day, Saturday came around, and she didn't even call back or text, at least saying, sorry, love you, Oh, sorry, love. I couldn't call you back. She did nothing. Sunday came around and I had to call her and say, so you're not going to talk to me for a whole day? She got mad at me saying it was my fault for not replying to the last message she texted me and for not calling or texting her all Saturday. I was so shocked because how could you treat someone you say you like this? She then sent me a long paragraph saying my communication sucks and that this gives her PTSD because it happened in her last relationship and it's a danger zone for her. She says I'm really a great guy and I know how to I know how to treat a woman, but that I lack communication, but my lack of communication just outwashes my other great traits. She has a fever today, but I'm thinking of meeting her today and calling it quits. I'm sad that she wants to call it quits too because I like her. Am I really the a-hole for my lack of communication? And is it really a deal breaker to call it quits on a relationship because of lack of communication? I'm not even gonna hold you. It's a lot to unpack there. First of all, the audacity of this woman is absolutely insane to me. So you're telling me you cheated on me when we first started talking. You went back and started dating your ex, or you started sleeping with your ex. And your excuse was you didn't want to add to your body count. So, were you never planning on advancing the relationship with him in the first place? Like, I don't understand that. You didn't want to add on to your body count, but you were in a relationship. Were you just not going to do anything with him? Or are you just going to like keep going back to your ex every single time you felt like you wanted to do something with him? Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't really understand people who are like that, who stay in like bad situations or go back to bad situations because they don't want to add to their body count. Like, I don't. That's a whole nother thing to talk about. I'm not even gonna get into that. But that's absolutely wild to me. And to be quite honest, it seems like she just cheated. She just cheated and was like, let me think of an excuse off the top of my head. I didn't want to add to my body count. That makes sense. Like, and I like that he acknowledged that like he went back to her like knowing that it would mean that he had no self-respect because yeah, I kind of agree. Like, you like, it's the fact that some people I could give you a little bit of grace if maybe like some people are like a benefit of the doubt type of person. But for you to be like, yeah, she's a little loony and maybe I shouldn't go back to her. And I know that if I go back to her, that means I have no self-respect for myself. But I'm going to still go back. I'm going to go back though. Because I really like her. I really like her. But I get it though. Because the heart makes you do some dumb things. Dumb things. Dumb things. But my opinion, I don't think he's the a-hole at all. If anything, I think, can we flip it around? Can we get her to make a post and she talk about the situation? Then I would be like, yes, you are the a-hole. I don't even know why you're asking this question. Yes, 100% yes. I don't think that he's the a-hole. I mean, I don't think that he should have got back with her, but I don't think him getting back with her makes him an a-hole. If anything, I think, yeah, you're a little stupid. But I mean, aren't we all? None of us are perfect. We've all done like something stupid before. Like, I can't even like sit here and judge too much because it's not like I've never done nothing stupid or I've never gone back to somebody or I've never whatever. Just based off of feelings alone, knowing good and for well that it's not good for me logically. But yeah, I don't think he's the a-hole. If anything, I think she's the a-hole. And then the other question was, is having a lack of communication a good reason to end a relationship? I think so, but I think it depends on the circumstance. I feel like if I'm constantly communicating with you, hey, you have horrible communication skills, you lack communication skills so bad, and you keep telling me like false promises. Yeah, I'll work on that, I'll fix it, I'm going to get better, I'm going to try to start communicating with you more, blah, 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 only for you to like continue to keep doing the same thing, then yeah, I feel like that's a good basis to end a relationship on. But to just be like, you lack communication skills because you didn't respond to my text message is kind of crazy. Like, that's literally kind of insane. Like, Like, I sent you a text message telling you I was going to call you and you didn't say okay. So you have horrible communication skills. And I don't know, maybe, some people don't be telling the full story. So maybe she was saying that based off of some stuff that happened in the past and it just finally came up and she was like, okay, well, it's not my fault that you lack communication skills and it just doesn't match the current situation. It's like, what are you talking about? Because based off of the current situation, that doesn't make any sense. But I do think that lack of communication is a good basis to like end a relationship because like you do, it's not that hard to open your mouth and voice like your thoughts. Like people do it every single day. I'm doing it right now. If I could do this, you could do it. You could up. Stand up to do it. Like it's really not that hard to open your mouth and like tell somebody how you feel. Like I don't understand people who severely lack communication skills. Like I can understand maybe based off of like trauma or something. And then that pissed me off at the end. Her talk about you're triggering my PTSD because my last relationship was traumatic. I know she ain't talking about the last relationship who she just went back to, slept with, and then had a pregnancy scare with. I know you're not talking about that relationship. The one that you ditched me for. I know you're not talking about that relationship. I know that's not that better not be the relationship you're talking about. Cause me and you, we're gonna have to get into the field. We're gonna have to fight. Because what do you mean? I'm bringing up PTSD for your last relationship. The one who you cheated on me for? That relationship? He must not have scared you that bad, honey. If you went running back. But anyways, I don't think he's the a-hole. If anything, I think that she's the a-hole. And yes, I do think in certain situations that lack of communication is a good thing to end a relationship for. That didn't make no sense. But you know what I meant because I literally just expressed my point. But anyways, moving on to the next story. Alright, so the next one is, am I the a-hole for wanting my fiance to send his dog on vacation before I give birth? My fiance, 29 male, and I, 25 female, live in a large 2-bedroom apartment with 3 cats, a European Great Dane, and I'm also due in November with our first child. Congrats. Aside from not having room for the dog's extra large crate, yeah, let them know, extra large, I hope y'all heard that, because it's currently in the nursery, this dog drools on literally everything. Our flat walls are pretty much destroyed. Our carpets always stink from drool, and I constantly have to deep clean it. He's always in the way because he follows us everywhere we go, and we have to follow him around with a drool rag to save our furniture from being drool covered as well. I've expressed my concerns about the dog drool and baby belongings often, and constantly have to ask him to clean the drool off of the walls because otherwise he doesn't bother with it or anything regarding the dog. Even if his crate is a disgusting mess and I've given up cleaning it because he doesn't maintain it at all. So it stinks too. His mom has supposedly agreed to take the dog at the end of September for a little while because even she knows it'll be too much on me with a newborn. The dog also doesn't listen to me whatsoever, so he'd never even be out of his crate when I'm home with our newborn. However, my fiance doesn't seem to be taking this idea seriously. 2 of the cats are mine and very well behaved, and one was a stray that followed us home and he decided he wanted to keep her. So he asked me to delete my rehoming post I had on Facebook despite my concerns of taking on another animal with a baby on the way. But today when I got upset about the drool on the walls and smelly carpet and the fact that a dog is ruining our home, he told me that a cat needs to go with also. This really irritated me because I had a home lined up for the stray cat before he decided to keep her and make her part of the family. But now he's trying to blame me and get rid of a cat. Not to mention the cats aren't a problem, nor are they destroying our home. We also plan on buying a house next summer with a yard and taking the dog back then. So it's not like he's going away forever, nor is he going to a stranger. The closer I get to my due date and nesting, the more stressed I become and worried that he's not going to do anything about the dog because he can't even clean up after the dog right now. The crate is also in our nursery, making it sort of smelly, and it's really upsetting me and sending me into hormonal rage nearly every day. Am I the a-hole? Alright, now with this one, I'm just going to start off with the fact that No, I do not think that she's the a hole. If anything, I think the husband is the a hole. First of all, maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm biased. Because 9 times out of 10, unless you really are like an a hole, I'm gonna side with the pregnant woman. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She's growing a whole human inside of her. Why are you messing with her? She's growing your child, your baby, your fetus. Let her live. Like, dang. Like, talking, she's getting sent into a hormonal rage. You know how damaging that could be to the baby? But even besides that point, like, just looking at it from a straightforward perspective, no, she's not the a-hole. No. Okay, my dog drools a lot. I get it. Like, having to constantly clean up his drool and all this. Yes, my dog drools a lot. Now, I don't know if European Great Danes are like big dogs. I know Danes in general are big dogs, so I think they are. So, like, honestly, I that would irk me. Like, even not being pregnant, that would irk me. Like, if the dog, like, I'm trying to think of it from my perspective. If I was pregnant and my dog was leaving saliva all over the place, I'm constantly having to clean up furniture and wipe down stuff and all this other stuff, and he's just constantly getting in the way and stinking up the place and just kind of like stalling the inevitable. And then I'm like, hey, mind you, it's not like she's like, you need to get rid of your dog and you need to give your dog to the pound. Like, no, she didn't even say all that. All she's saying is, can your mom take your dog a little sooner? Like, that's literally all she's saying. So for him to be like, oh, okay, well, if I get rid of the dog, one of the cats got to go too. What? That's so petty. Like, you have a very petty husband. Like, that is so petty to be like, I know you, and then the fact that he's not cleaning up after the dog, that's crazy to me. The fact that you have even the smallest bit of audacity, that's absolutely insane. Like, the fact that you want to sit here and not clean up after the dog, and then talk about okay, well, if I get rid of the dog, then you got to get rid of one of the cats. What? And then it's not even like a permanent like thing. Like, she said that they're planning on getting a new house, getting a yard, and then they would take the dog back. So what are you being petty for, sir? Like, why are you just being a pain in the behind? Like, you're just being petty and a pain. Like, those are two things that I don't like. I don't like people who are petties and pains. Like, if I wanted all of that, then I would just go and get like acupuncture or something. Like, I don't know, but dang, like, that's so annoying. Like, why don't even that's annoying, sis. I really hope that y'all can work that out. That would irk me so bad. Even not even being pregnant. Like, that would irk me. Like, what? Like, why am I having to put up with your BS? Like, and then it's the fact that you're not even making the move to, like, I can understand him being pissed and being like, hey, I've been trying to clean up after the dog, and you're still talking about I need to get rid of him, and I'm doing everything that I can in order to make sure he's not in the way. I'm cleaning up after him. He doesn't stink. He's not leaving saliva anywhere. He's not doing anything. Like, then I'd be like, okay, sis, maybe you're being a bit dramatic. But, like, for him to not even put in the effort to try and, like, deal with the dog whatsoever, but he wants to sit here and talk about all right, well, if I get rid of one of if I get rid of my dog, you have to get rid of one of your cats. Like, what? That's so petty. Like, the cats don't even cause a problem. Like, like, the fact that he can't even acknowledge the fact, like, okay, this is putting my pregnant wife in distress, and I should probably do something about this. Instead, he wants to go the petty route and be like, all right, well, if I get rid of this, then you got to get rid of this too. What are you, 2 years old? Like, that's such a baby response. Like, are you sure you're ready to be a father? If that's how you deal with situations? Like, I'm sorry. I hate to be the one to say it, but are you ready to be a dad? Like, are you gonna be sitting here like, please tell me that she is not, ma'am, can you please let me know. Please let me know that you're not gonna be like one of those moms who's gonna have two kids all of a sudden. Like the husband's gonna be the first kid and then the baby's gonna be the second one. Because that is such a petty response. Like if I get rid of my dog that's causing you distress and I'm not doing anything to try and fix it. If I get rid of my dog and give my dog to my mom only for us to take the dog back sooner or later, you got to get rid of one of your cats for good, like verbatim. That's it. Like, what? That is so petty. That's so stupid. Like, it doesn't, logically, that doesn't even make sense. Like, you can't even validate that. Like, your cats that cause no problem whatsoever, your cats that are actually probably aiding you during your distress when you're having preeclampsia or whatever she probably has going on with being pregnant, when you're having cramps or when you feel the baby moving or something, when you feel uncomfortable, these cats who you probably cuddle up next to or who comfort you in some sort of way, get rid of them because you want me to get rid of my slobbermouth dog. Like, what? Please come correct next time. That's all I gotta say. But to wrap it all up, no, she's not the a-hole. The husband's the a-hole. And sis, let me know if you good. Let me know. Cause the same way that I could catch that other girl in the field, tell your husband to line up right next to her. Cause we could catch the fade too. Because why are you messing with, actually I'm gonna catch your fade first. Cause why are you messing with a pregnant woman? Why are you messing with a pregnant woman? I don't stand for that. One thing I'm gonna do is stand behind a pregnant woman. You're not gonna mess with her. So next time, come correct. Try again. Your responses was A, B, C, or D, and you picked the wrong one. B is not the answer. Try again. But anyways, let's get into the next one. All right, I'm kind of having fun with this. I'm liking this so far. All right, so our third one, our second to last one is, am I the a-hole for being passive aggressive towards my wife and 25-year-old stepson? I'm 41 and my wife is 47. She has a 25-year-old son who lives with us, only has a part-time job, pays no bills, won't even put out the trash unless he's told, leaves clothes all over the place, bedroom loaded with laundry and trash, doesn't turn off TV or lights, leaves dishes around or piled in the kitchen sink, and leaves beard trimmings on the bathroom sink. My wife does everything in her power to make sure I don't have a say in correcting this ridiculousness. She refuses to correct it herself, and she gets mad at me if I dare say anything about it. So in a way, she's just as bad because she just lives with it. After a while, being tired of seeing it all, I handle it all and no, it's not... What? After a while of being tired of seeing it all, I handle it all. And no, it's not because I'm weak. And no, it's not because I support this. In fact, I speak out on it plenty. But I have pride in my house and don't enjoy it being ruined when I prefer to take care of my space. So I decided, you know what? If this stuff, for some reason, can't be expected from other adults in the house, why should it be expected from me? So for about 10 days, I stopped putting my clothes away, let a bunch of dishes of my own pile up, didn't clean up my shaving trimmings, stopped putting out the trash, and stopped picking up stuff of his. Again, I regularly cook, clean, handle chores, so this is entirely out of character for me. The result was my wife blowing up on me, telling me that this is passive aggressive BS and that I'm just trying to teach her a lesson. A common response of hers when I complain about something valid and point out undeniable truths and create boundaries. I'm just being preachy and am trying to teach her a lesson. Too late, but long story short, am I the a-hole for my apparent passive-aggressive response after nothing else has worked? I actually got a couple questions for this one, and I feel like this would like sway my opinion a lot. So, my first question is, how long have you been with this woman? Is this like, have y'all been married for a long time? Did y'all just recently get married? Like, I'm a little confused by that because it doesn't detail how long they've been married. And I really think that that plays a big part. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you why. Because I feel like if when you first got with her and she had this son, like if this was like maybe years ago, like he said the son's 25 now. So if the son was like still a teenager or a kid or whatever when y'all first got married, I feel like there was a way that like as the I mean, I guess that will also depend on if the father figure, the other father is like actually present in the kid's life. Because I was going to say like as like stepfather, it's kind of your responsibility to step up, especially since you're the new husband and you're most likely going to, if the mom has like custody, you're going to be the one who he sees the most and he's going to, role model after you. And so it's kind of your responsibility and it's his mom's responsibility as well. And I will say that she's an a-hole because what why are you not like effectively teaching your son the things that he needs to learn in order to strive out in the world? That's why he's 25 years old still living with his mama. Clock that T. Yes, the economy is hard and it's horrible trying to like look for a house. It's so expensive. Everything is so expensive. Literally, Lord help us. Everything is so expensive. But the fact that like you're not helping him out. Like like he knows nothing. Like he's 25 years old and either he's just really lazy or he does not know how to do these things. And either or it's her fault solely because, well, I won't say solely because I think it takes two to raise a child. And especially if there's two present. So I won't say it's her fault solely, but she definitely plays a good majority of the role because that's his mom. Like, but yeah, I feel like as a mother, it's always your responsibility to make sure that your child is doing what they need to do and conducting themselves in the right manner in order to become a respectable adult. Like, if I ever had a kid, I would never allow my kid to go out into the world, basically handicapped. Like, they don't know anything. Like, not knowing, doing like not knowing how to do laundry or being too lazy to do laundry and too lazy to do dishes and pick up after themselves. I would not tolerate that. I'm so sorry. I guess some people don't care or I don't know, maybe she like just doesn't have respect for her environment and just I don't know, maybe she turns a blind eye or maybe she feels as though that's not her place or whatever. But as a mother, I'm telling you now, that is your place. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you again, you're too late. That boy is 25 years old. He ain't going to find no woman who's going to want to constantly pick up after him and cook for him and clean after him and all that other stuff. And he just does nothing? Yeah, no. Have fun raising your child for the rest of your life. That boy is going to be 40 years old living underneath his 80-year-old mama's roof. That's crazy that you allowed that. But anyways, what I'm going back to the stepdad. What I was saying was honestly being a stepdad and being the father who's like present or I don't know. It really depends on if the other father is present. That was my second question, is like the other father present in his life. So I'm going to give advice on both sides. So with the father not being present, you're supposed to step up as that father figure. And I know that he said like she doesn't like for him to say anything to her son. But like, if you want me to step up as that father figure, I'm going to have to say something. Like, I'm not just about to sit back and just watch your child become a mess, pretty much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just, but, and then if the father is present, like the real father, ooh, whoa. I didn't mean that. The biological father is what I meant to say. That's what I meant. Not the real father. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But if the biological father is present, then I mean then that's his responsibility. But you do partially play a role as like the father who, is currently present majority of the time. But I mean, if you met her later in life and she's just like, oh no, I don't know. I think I have a couple questions. Like, did he move in did the 25-year-old son move in with y'all like after a while, or did he just never leave? Like, I'm curious. And I really feel like details like that is what forms my opinion. Like, I gotta know like an in-depth, like, but personally, based off of what I read, no, I don't think he's the a-hole. um and I don't really think the son is at fault, to be 100% honest with you. And I know it's going to be people who are going to be like, oh, the son is a bum and this, that, and the third. And it's like, yeah, he is. But I mean, if you were set up to fail in life, you would be a bum too. Like if your mom didn't tell you anything and your father just sat back and watched the chaos unfold, then yeah, you will also be a bum. Like, I mean, that's not his fault. Like, he's still young. He was never taught the right way to go about things. And obviously, it seems like his mom doesn't discipline him or say anything to him in some way, shape, or form. It seems like she just lets him slide. Like, she just lets him do whatever he wants. And obviously, whatever he wants is not the best for him. But I don't know if maybe she doesn't see that or what. But that's just absolutely, like, crazy to me. Like, I, I couldn't do that. Like, I couldn't send my child out into the world knowing that they act like that. Like, that's absolutely insane. First of all, I would just feel ashamed as a mother. I would feel ashamed as a mother, feeling as though I didn't do all I could do to make sure that my child is set for success. I feel like when you get older and when you raise a kid, you always want to raise that kid to do better than you've ever done in life. And so knowing that I put my child out there with the disadvantage of not even knowing basic hygiene, that would like hurt me as a mother. And the fact that she's just okay with that is absolutely insane to me. That's like really crazy to me. Like, but I mean, to each his own, really. That's my opinion. To each his own. But no, to sum it all up, no, I don't think the father is the a-hole. I don't think the son is the a-hole either. I really think it's just the mom. I think the mom's the problem. I think she has to go. We got to get rid of her. Tell her, I don't want her to catch me in the field because this is not a fighting offense. But tell her, tell her to catch me at the parenting classes. Tell her to catch me there. But anyways, moving on to the final story. All right, now this last one is long. So if I have to stop and take a water break, just don't pay me no mind. Just don't pay me no mind. All right, last one. Am I the a-hole for asking my girlfriend not to sleep 12 plus hours a day? Lower drop for context. Thank you. My girlfriend, 19 female, and I, 22 male, have been dating for 3 months. Okay, y'all haven't even been together that long. And y'all are already having problems. And we're good friends for around 7 months before that. I'm a third shifter at a factory, so I work from 10 to 6:30 a.m. 6 or 7 days a week. My girlfriend was a waitress at a breakfast place working from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. 3 or 4 days a week. Because we both worked pretty much the exact hours, the other was sleeping and had afternoons free. So our usual routine was that I'd pick her up from work or I'd pick her up from her home around 1 to 2 p.m. whenever I woke up, and we hang out and do things until around 7 to 8 p.m. when we'd plop down on my couch or bed and I'd take a nap while she either watched TV or napped with me until 9 when I have to start getting ready for work. These hangouts plus our usual routine, Friday night roller skating, Sunday afternoon double date with our really good friends, and our general hangouts from us being a part of the same semi-large friend group led us to seeing each other 5 to 7 days a week. About a month ago, she started staying up late and later each month and calling off more frequently because she wake up and was too tired to work until one day 2 weeks ago she quits for various reasons, including the sleeping issue. On one of the nights before she quit at 1:30ish a.m., I asked her when I should pick her up the next day. I do this every night so I know what time I need to wake up. And she says, I don't know, I just want to wake up naturally, so I'll let you know when I'm up. And I asked if she can set a backup alarm anyway for 2 p.m. so that we have time to hang out, just the two of us, before we go, just the two of us. sorry, before we go hang out with the rest of our friends at 5. And she says that she's not going to sleep that long anyway, so there's no point. We go back and forth a tiny bit, and she reluctantly sets the 2 p.m. alarm and goes to bed. She wakes up at 1 p.m. and calls me to wake me up so I can come retrieve her. We continue this routine where I call her around 1 to 2 p.m. when I wake up to pick her up around 30 minutes later. Over the last week, she's been getting tired earlier and earlier, telling me she's too, I think that's what to say, too sleepy to function right now, and asked me if we could lay down for a nap, to which I obliged, and now we spend around 60% of our time together asleep, which I was okay with because we were seeing each other nearly every day. So who cares if we're only doing 2 to 3 hours of activities together on those days? Okay, now that the backstory is laid out, time for the sauce. A couple of days ago, I asked if I could pick her up a little earlier and we could just sleep in until like 4 to 5 p.m. together instead of us breaking up our sleep. And she mentions how she doesn't love my bed and would rather just finish her sleep in hers. I don't remember who suggested, but we settled on me coming over at work 7 a.m. and I just stay the night at her place. I'll call her when I'm 5 minutes away so that she can get up and let me in. Cool. So I get off work, drive to her place, and call her when I'm 5 minutes out as instructed. She answers the phone and says, "Oh, I don't know. I'm really tired and that's a lot of work." And I say, "Well, I mean, I'm almost there. All you have to do is walk down to open the door." And she just tells me she'll see me later. So I turn around and head home. I go to bed and wake up around 1, which was the time we originally agreed on me coming, and get her before we decided on me going there to sleep. And I call her and wake her up, and she says that she wants 30 more minutes. Okay, I wait an hour and call her again, and she's upset, saying that it's not fair for me to interrupt her sleep like that. And I just say that she's been asleep for 12 hours. We've had a few conversations about it not being healthy for her to sleep 12 plus hours a day, and that oversleeping may be the reason she's so tired all the time. She said that while she's in her house, I don't get a say in how long she sleeps. She muted my notifications and said she just needs a day to herself and did not talk to me the rest of that day until right before she went to bed. It's been 3 days and she still refuses to wake up to an alarm or a call from me. So our plans every day have been canceled to her sleeping 11 to 13 hours. And anytime I try to talk to her about it, she just says she's not talking to me about this. It's her summer and she gets to spend it how she wants before she has to go back to college. I just want to be able to hang out with her before she goes back. And I only get to see her on weekends unless I make the 1.5 hour drive out to her campus during the week. I've tried to ask her to go to bed earlier, so if she does sleep 12 to 14 hours, she's not getting up at 5 to 7 p.m., but she says she can't control when she goes to bed, so I asked her if she can set an alarm for when I get up so we can at least nap together, and she says she doesn't want to cut her sleep short, so I offer for her to nap with me before work, and she says she doesn't like napping in my bed. I'm not sure what to do. Am I the a-hole for asking my girlfriend to not sleep 12 plus hours a day? Sorry, this is a jumbled mess. I wrote it at the tail end of a 13-hour shift on mobile. As I'm in bed about to go to sleep, I'll do my best to straighten out confusion. To be quite honest, I don't know. With this situation, I genuinely do not know. But like, just the person in me just wants to be like, what? To the personable side of me. I don't know what I just said, but I don't think it sounded right. The personable side of me just is concerned that she might have like a medical issue going on. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. I don't I don't think she's purposely trying to blow you off. I really think that it's just like she might have something medically going on. And to be quite honest, like, I would try and recommend her just getting help or just, like, going to the doctor and, telling them about the issue and maybe seeing if it's something wrong with her. Because, I know that's like the worst case scenario, but like, I don't know. Me personally, I really think that it might just be something going on medically. I don't really think she's trying to be like a jerk and be like, I need to sleep, leave me alone. Or like she's cheating or anything. I don't know. She might be. She might be. I never put it past them. Never put it past nobody. Anybody could cheat, really. But I don't think so. To me, it's kind of given like she has like an underlying medical condition that is making her really tired, or that's like maybe like just making her really weak to where she's constantly feeling tired. And if anything, I feel like at this moment, maybe if you can try and like get her. I know it's not like your responsibility to make sure that she gets medical help. If anything, that's her responsibility alone. So she still got a teen at the end, but she's grown legally. She's grown. So if she could book a doctor's appointment and just, see if there's anything going on. But yeah, to me personally, it seems like she's just having medical problems. Like, it seems like something is happening. She has some condition or something that is just making her really tired all of a sudden, because I don't see why anybody would go from being willing and happy to hang out with somebody, dang near every day of the week to all of a sudden just wanting to sleep all the time. Like, I don't think she's living a double life or, just trying to be a jerk. Like, I genuinely think that she just has something going on. It sounds like she just has, a medical problem or something deeper that's going on. But we're going to look at it from the other point of view. If she doesn't have something going on, then I don't know what to tell you. Then I don't know what to tell you, because either one, she doesn't enjoy your company, or two, she's seeing somebody else. I'm sorry to break it to you, but all them times that you think she's in bed sleep, yeah, she's sleeping all right. She's sleeping. She's sleeping all right. She ain't sleeping by herself though. She ain't sleeping by herself. But yeah, this last one, I'm sorry. This last one was kind of just like I don't know. This last one was kind of not as, tea spilling as the other ones. I genuinely just think that she might just have something going on. um, but yeah, I respect you though. Like, the trying to, but anyways, I meant to say, I don't think either one of y'all are a-holes. I really don't think, like, I feel like maybe maybe she's just tired. Like, I really don't know what's wrong with your girl. Like, I don't know. Like, go and check up on her, man. Like, make that hour and a half drive and just knock on the door and be like, baby, what is going on? Like, what is wrong with you? I don't know. Your girl is tripping, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I might have to go through and read what other people have said, but yeah, I don't know. Leave your opinion in the comments, because I don't know. I really think that there's like multiple things that could be going on there, but the main thing that I would be concerned about is just her having a medical condition. And I really think that that's when you see symptoms in somebody and you see them kind of start to act different in the way that they act and stuff like that, you should always bring that up as a concern. Just, hey, I guess that would be my advice. Just, hey, like, genuinely, like, I know she says she doesn't want to talk about it, but I think she doesn't want to talk about it in the sense that she feels as though you're like coming at her, like, hey, you need to stop sleeping so much. But I feel like if you come to her like in a place of concern, like, hey, I've noticed you've been sleeping a lot. Like, have you maybe tried to like check up with a medical professional and maybe see if it's something wrong? It might not be something serious, but it could just be, something minor. Like, she could be, I don't know, like, she could be deficient in some type of vitamins, or, it could always be something small. It doesn't always have to be something big. But, just bring up the fact, like, hey, I'm concerned. Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? And if she's still, like, reserved and closed off about it, then I guess maybe you just kind of got to lay out that ultimatum. Like, hey, I tried to communicate with you in the past about me being concerned about you kind of like just blowing me off and putting me on the back burner, and you always like keeping to yourself. Like, I feel like we're not really in a relationship anymore. Like, deuces. Like, you know what I mean? That's not an ultimatum. But like, fix it, or deuces is what I meant to say. That was the first one was definitely not an ultimatum. Don't do that. I mean, unless you really want to end it. But don't do that. Y'all only been together 3 months. Y'all supposed to be in a honeymoon phase. Like, come on now. How did y'all drop out the honeymoon phase so fast? It's only been 3 months. Like,
you gotta at least like y'all had to at least make it 5 months, like maybe six, half of the year. Y'all made it through what, 1/4 of the year, like come on now, like can we try and make it work? But you said that y'all have been good friends for a while with a big friend group. That's kind of crazy. There's not many adults out there with big friend groups. What do you what do you detail as a big friend group? Cause to me a big friend group is like 7 people or more. I'm going completely off topic. But anyways, back on topic. I don't know. Maybe if she doesn't tell you anything, maybe she might be scared. I don't know. Maybe she like has something going on like she doesn't want to talk about, or she doesn't want you being concerned, or then I would say, "Ooh, this is horrible." Play a little bit of detective. Be a little Sherlock Holmes. Maybe go to the people in the group who she's like cool with, like the closest with, and be like, "Hey, I'm a bit concerned about her. Like, have you heard anything, off, or, anything crazy, or have you seen anything hectic going on? Like, just let me know. Talk to me. I'm your friend. She your friend. We friends. We cool. We buddies. I was gonna say we bumping and grinding. I hope you're not bumping and grinding with her friends." But yeah, that's my advice for that one. Just pretty much just let her know that you're concerned. And no, I don't think you're the a-hole, and no, I don't think she's the a-hole, especially if she genuinely has something going on medically, or if it's just something she maybe doesn't want to discuss. But I mean, I guess that's kind of being in a relationship. You have to have good communication skills. And I guess this would touch back on the first one. I think this was the first one. Wait a minute, not just having a full circle moment, but I think this would touch back on the first story where I was talking about whether lack of communication is a deal breaker or whatever. But yeah, I really think it just depends on how it plays out after, just talk to her. That's really all I can say. Just talk to her. Communication goes a long way sometimes. Sometimes just letting somebody know that you're there for them will cause them to finally like open up and be like, "Hey, yeah, I do have this going on, and I just didn't want to tell you because I was scared." Or, the relationship's still fresh. So I'd say that's really about it. But no, I don't think he's the a-hole. I don't think she's the a-hole. But yeah, that's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. Please, please, please let me know your opinions in the comment down below. Let me know if you have any Am I the A-hole stories, or if you just have any stories, period. I want to do like different things. I want to discuss different topics. Like, I want to branch out, maybe tell like some scary stories, or maybe like give people like opinions to whatever situations they got going on. Like, let me know. Let me in. Let me in. Do you want to build a snowman? Like, let me in, y'all. Like, talk to me. Talk to me and let me talk back. But yeah, just, even if you just comment, like, I like this. I'm going to heart it. And I'm going to be like, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. And when you see that comment, I want you to go right back to this part, and don't even read it yourself. Just play me saying it. I'm gonna say it again one more time. Thank you for watching. Heart. I'll probably put a heart at the end. Yep. Thank you for watching. Heart. Yep. There we go. So there you go. You don't even gotta read the comment. You don't even gotta read the comment back. I just read it for you. But yeah, if you have any stories, or if you have any suggestions of like things that I can talk about, or things that I could discuss, just let me know. And if you don't have anything to say, then maybe just put like an exclamation mark in the comments. Like, I don't know. Maybe like a little heart. Ooh, that'd be cute. Put a little heart, and I'll leave you a heart back. Here, I'll read that for you too. Heart. Ooh, no, that sounds horrible. Heart. Yep, that sounds better. Yep. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. If you tuned in for the whole time, if you watched the whole video, let me know. If you have any moments that you thought were really funny or something that you feel like you want to touch on, leave a timestamp, leave a reply, and I'm going to reply back to you. Like it could be like 1,000 of y'all, and I'm gonna be sitting there in them comments, and I'm gonna be scrolling. I'm gonna be like, did I reply back to this one yet? You know, cause one thing I'm gonna do, if y'all show up for me, I'm gonna show up for y'all. I'm a pretty easy person. You do what you do for me is what I do for you. So if you could go out of your way to leave a comment and a like and subscribe, baby, I'm gonna return the favor. I'm gonna comment back and I'm gonna be like, "What up, girl? What you got going on? What you talk about?" But anyways, now I'm rambling. Have a good one. Love y'all. Thank you so much for supporting me. Please, please, please let me know what you think I should do for future podcast episodes. Mwah.